Y'all won't believe, but this person was over 35 years old, staying in a dorm. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my horror roommate story time. And I know y'all probably like, girl, what are you talking about? But don't worry, just get your tea and crumpets and we gonna unfold the whole plot and watch as the plot thickens, right? As you guys can already tell from like this background, probably you could tell that I have a whole different dorm and I had to change my dorm because of this one miscreant, this one little pest that I had as a roommate who was very immature. But without further ado, go ahead and go hit that subscribe, like, comment, all of that, because I do have more juicy, scandalous story times, because honestly, my life is a telenovela at this point. Alright y'all, so this story started back in last year when I was working at the dining hall my freshman year. I would meet all the students or whatever, so I actually met my roommate before I even knew that I was going to be my roommate in the dining hall, and she would just always have an attitude, you know, try to cuss me out because we did not have the food that she wanted. So I already knew she was bad news, right? So then I ended up getting my new dorm that I did a dorm tour for, and so when I moved in on the first day that I moved in with my stuff, her stuff literally took up half of the living room. You guys can see what we saw on moving day, because honestly, I thought that was unfair. She had a whole little music setup, freaking 2 keyboards, 3 desks, a whole little mic, taking up half the common space, and this is a common space, not your space. So that was the first red flag that I noticed from her. So I wanted to nip that in the bud and go ahead and just, you know, tell her like, hey, I do not put all your stuff in the living room. I had spoke to my 2 other roommates and they was feeling the same way about this one person. We gonna name the one person that caused all this destruction. We gonna name her Bulldog, because honestly, she was a female but she looked like a man. Just never took care of herself as a person. Y'all won't believe, but this person was over 35 years old, staying in a dorm. So that should say enough for her behavior. That's just unacceptable. I was gonna go confront her, but honestly, I did not want to put my other 2 roommates in the spotlight or have her treating them some type of way because of what I did. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna leave it alone. So as time goes on, y'all, I start to see her real colors, and it's just not good at all. She would leave dishes in the sink for weeks at a time. She would leave her chicken thawing in the sink for like 2 days, and then cook it and eat it, y'all, and then cook it and eat it, y'all, and then cook it and eat it, y'all. My roommate, which is also my friend, also told me that she would clean her chicken and then the chicken would go in the drain. So the maintenance person had to come and clean chicken out the drain that was molded and had bacteria in there. So literally, she never cleaned up after herself. Every time she would fry stuff, like grease would get on the walls and all of that. You know, you could be dirty, but just be dirty in peace. But once you start doing other stuff to bother the other 3 people that you live with, that's when it becomes a problem. So the first incident of her becoming a problem was when she actually would play her music at 1 a.m. or midnight, and it would be a whole like big speaker in the living room, and she wouldn't even be in the living room to listen to it. She would just be in her bedroom and just have that speaker playing out there. So I would, you know, I would be nice at first and text her like, hey, can you turn it off? Hey, can you turn it down? Like, I'm trying to sleep. And then she would go and turn it down 1 little volume. After a while, I just was like, you know, I'm gonna clip this off because like this is not it, right? All of that stuff was happening, and I was slowly but surely, me and my roommates were starting to get fed up. She felt as though she had control of the entire living room. Like, since her stuff was already there, she was always in the living room. If I would walk in the door, she would turn around and look at me like, and I'm looking at her like girl, I paid the same amount of money to be here as you. And then she would always have a problem with like my boyfriend coming over and my friend's boyfriend coming over, but she would literally have people sleeping on the couch, like strangers we never met before, sleeping on her couch, like random people too. This is where the plot begins to thicken. It was like summer, probably around August or September. It was still pretty hot outside, and I kept noticing that the temperature kept going up to like 75 degrees. And I'm like, yo, it's pretty hot for the temperature to be on 75 degrees. The AC is not even cut on at this point, right? So then I went and I'm turning it down, went back to my room, and then it cut on, and then as I'm in my room, I hear it cut off. I'm like, what? I just turned this on. So I went to go look. She turned it back up to 76 degrees. So at this point, I turn it back up because I'm like, if you have something to say to me, you should just say it. You're more than 35 years old. So like, you need to say that to my face instead of, you know, being a little child. So then she goes back, turns it back up, and we're just going back and forth. I'm turning it down, she's turning it back up. I'm turning it down, she's turning it back up. So after a while, I get really sick of this and I go and I knock on her door. Boom, 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 boom. She opens her door and I'm like, you know, is there a problem with the AC? Because like, I'm trying to be cordial at this point because I'm fed up. I'm literally in my room cooking because I cannot breathe. You know, is there a problem with the AC? Because I'm literally getting no type of ventilation with me. I cannot breathe in my room. There's no problem, but I keep turning up the AC because I'm sick. I can't breathe in here. And I was like, okay, you can't breathe in there. I can't breathe in my room either. Like, we both can't breathe in our rooms type shit. So then she was being very dismissive about the fact, like, she did not want to hear anything that I had to say. And I was telling her, like, it's summertime, it's hot outside, it's thick as outside. My skin is sticking to itself. That's how hot it is outside. You know, of course, she did not want to hear anything I had to say. So then at this point, she's trying to tell me that I want to kill her because I'm putting the AC down. That's literally what she told me. So I'm looking at her like, I want to kill you, girl. I'm not going to jail for you. Girl, you is not finna die over this AC. She was like, oh, I can't breathe, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, I'm fed up because I'm like, okay, if you have a problem where you can't breathe, you need to speak up. You need to say something because like, I would have been left it alone because I'm not gonna mess with somebody who's sick, right? So then as that's happening, my friend is kind of like walking behind me to go into her room, and then this big bulldog gonna say, well, there's people who's touching the AC who don't need to be touching the AC, trying to throw shots at my boyfriend and my friend's boyfriend. So I'm just like, oh no. So then, but luckily my friend took the lead. She started cussing her out. I'm sitting there like, you go sis, like go ahead, go crazy sis, do your thing, right? She took her door and she literally said, I see the both of y'all are trying to pick on me today, and then boom, slammed the door in both of our faces. So I'm standing behind the door like, girl, I know you was lying because like, how are you more than 35 and we're picking on you? First of all, you need to be able to stand your ground because you're old as. So then I was like, okay, I'm about to leave this alone because at the end of the day, I got no resolution over that AC. So I was like, forget it, because like, I see there's nothing I can do with this girl. We're not going nowhere. Went back to my room, boom, boom, went to sleep. So me and my roommate came to a consensus that like, we were sick of her. We were trying to get her kicked out because like, it was just ridiculous. So then we started reporting stuff to the housing office about like, you know, just how she was not cleaning up after herself. She was leaving trash in front of the door, and how she was smoking, hotboxing in the dorm, having random strangers on our couch but trying to control us, not being, you know, courteous of other people, acting crazy in the middle of the night. So we ended up telling the housing office all of this stuff, and we had like pictures and all that. They were like, okay, we're gonna review the roommate agreement that you guys made just to make sure everybody's on the same page. I was like, no, that's not gonna work because due to what I saw, she's dismissive and doesn't want to hear anything. So they were like, yeah, but we still have to go by the rules. That goes on for a whole month. So for a whole extra month, I'm staying with this freaking bulldog, and you know, nothing's really being resolved. So one thing that I ended up getting from meeting with the housing office was, they was like, make sure you report it so then, you know, people could come to the scene and catch her in the act or whatever she's doing, and then we could take further action. So there was one night where I think she had found out that we told on her about smoking, and if you're smoking on a tobacco-free campus, you can get kicked out. And that was the whole point, was we was trying to get her kicked out because like, we could not live with her no more, and we was sick of paying, you know, this amount of money, and we can't live with this person. So she found out that we told on her about smoking. So this girl literally was walking throughout the whole dorm, slamming doors like up until 1 a.m., had her music blasting, like I'm talking about the highest volume it could be. So I'm like, okay, since you want to be paid, I can be paid too. I went out there and I turned off her music because I was like, it's literally, you know, midnight, this needs to be cut off. It was like 11 or 12. I was like, this needs to be cut off. So she ignored it. She ignored that. She came back outside, turned it on, and turned it up even louder. So at this point, I was sick of this. So I literally went on my phone and I filed like this little report to like Kennesaw through this app that they have just to make sure like you're safe or whatever. And so they sent 2 RAs. They sent 2 RAs to come talk to her and tell her that like she needs to turn her music down and all of that. Guess what this freaking bulldog did? She literally cussed them out. for 1 hour. She cussed them out for an hour and basically said that they were allowing us to pick on her and that we're basically bullying her and that we can get away with anything we want to do, but she can't. And I was like, bro, you sound like a child. That's what you really sound like. You sound like an adolescent child. So they were like, you know what, for after the hour, they was like, you know what, we see that this is not really going nowhere. We're gonna leave and we're gonna come back, right? I see them outside on the patio making a few phone calls, and I'm like in the blinds like this, like, you go ahead and make them phone calls, baby. Go ahead and make them phone calls. So then they went and called their boss, right? So they came back inside the dorm with the 2 same RAs alongside with their boss. So at this point, it's 3 people trying to tell her literally all you have to do is turn off your music or turn it down because like this is quiet hours. She decides to cuss out the boss person and say that, you know what, I'm sick of y'all, leave me alone, y'all need to stop picking on me. She's literally telling the person in charge of housing to leave me alone. Like, girl, do you not understand that you can get kicked out by this person? Like, and so, you know, the boss was just trying to keep her calm or whatever. She was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna argue with you, just turn on your music. That's all you need to do, because like, how do you expect people to live with you when you don't even want to be, you know, you don't even want to listen to anything they have to say? She walks out in the middle of the argument and slams the door in their face as well. So then at this point, the housing coordinator lady was like, you know, what do you want to do? Because I've seen this firsthand now, and so I can take action, and I don't feel like you guys are safe in this environment. So I'm like, you know me, I'm dramatic. I was like, if I stay in this dorm, she is gonna kill me. I can't stay in this dorm anymore. And she was like, no problem, Emma, no problem. We will expedite this case and we will get you to a new dorm. We will do whatever it takes because I know that you're at risk here. And I'm like, you know, I'm up to no good. I'm like, okay, so I feel you or whatever. So basically, literally within the next day, I had a new dorm, and it literally takes like a week or 2 to get a dorm. They expedited my shit to give me a dorm literally the next day. So I'm moving my stuff out, and just in case anything popped off, I had a police escort to help me come and move my stuff out. And so while I was moving my stuff out, she's gonna be petty and leave all these little notes on the freaking board that we had on the fridge. I'm gonna leave those for you guys to see. I moved into my own dorm now, so I have my own bathroom and my own room, and it's much bigger and cleaner and quieter, and I'm much happier. So all I can say for you guys that have been in this predicament is, you know, you got to speak out, because at the end of the day, and do report that, because I know you're gonna feel like you would snitch or whatever, but imagine you paying thousands of dollars to be somewhere in the semester for a semester, and you don't end up getting to enjoy it because one person, like, don't let one person make you not enjoy where you're supposed to be staying, you feel me? So that's the moral of this story. I think I'm gonna hit up like MTV to do like, you know, a reality TV show about my life, because like my life is too much. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe.